Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing our week ahead readings. Now these are timeless, so whenever you feel drawn to watch the video, that's when you should watch it. That's when it holds a message for you. Happy holidays. I think this will be our last weekly for 2021, isn't it? And may you have a wonderful year ahead. Now, this is going to be for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, the water signs. Whether that's your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus, I will do timestamps below. There are other timeless weekly readings you can check out. You also have your 2022 forecasts available if you want to check those out. I am running specials on forecasts, and the link to that, as well as any other type of reading that I offer, is always in the description box below. Alright, so I'm using the Lucid Dreams Beginner's Tarot deck, really beautiful deck, and the Alice Wonderland Oracle. Okay, so we are going to begin with Cancer, 118 roughly. I'm doing timestamps as I go, guys, so please bear with me. So let's see what's going on for Cancers in the week ahead. What's coming up for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in the week ahead. Cancer in the week ahead. Alright, so for the situation, we have the Nine of Swords. The challenge is the Six of Pentacles. And the outcome is the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So with the Three of Swords, I feel like the Three of Swords with the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of fear around rejection for some of you, or there's a lot of fear around not getting something that you've asked for, something that you've applied for, requested, told someone you wanted, okay? Because in this situation, we have the Nine of Swords. So this is the fear, the anxiety, the being in your head a lot, imagining worst case scenarios. Let me tone this down just a touch. And your challenge is the Six of Pentacles. So it has to do with something being reciprocated, something you receiving something that you have asked for. Once again, I'm getting that message here. And it can be something to do with money, whether you get the job or not, whether you get the loan or not, whether you get the money come through in whatever other capacity. But it could also be with someone reciprocating your feelings, someone accepting your apology, or just someone agreeing to help you if that's something that you've asked for or requested. Now, in the outcome, we do have the King of Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. I don't know if you've been talking to an earth sign, or again, this is just confirming that it has to do with job, career, finances, your own business, real estate, property matters for those of you, or it has to do with a commitment, a long-term commitment, again, whether it's romantic or not. But in the outcome, this tells you that you will have what you've asked for. You will receive what you've asked for, okay? So the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords is a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear that is ultimately unfounded, okay? Now, for some of you with the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, this can be someone you are in separation with. So obviously there's a fear of rejection, and what if I don't get a second chance? I do see that for some of you as what this fear is. For others of you, it's just that you're going through a bit of a hard time. You're reaching out, you're requesting something, applying for something. You're worried you're not going to get it, but with that kind of outcome, this is telling you to try to take a deep breath. It is coming through. Be patient. And for others of you that have been going back and forth, shouldn't I reach out? Okay, because I'm afraid of getting rejected. The message is, ask and you shall receive. Be open and it will be mutual. Be vulnerable and it will be well received and reciprocated. Does that make sense? So let's get another row clarified for Cancer in the week ahead. With the Nine of Swords, we have the Star. Yeah, it's about healing something. With the Six of Pentacles, we have the Six of Wands as the challenge. And the King of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles as well. Listen, there's a lot of fear in these cards. And with the Five of Pentacles, it's almost like you have two possibilities, okay? if you opened up and you asked for what you wanted, or you made clear what you wanted, you can have it with the King of Pentacles. But you have to own it, make it clear, be vulnerable, actually start the process, actually go through the application, whatever the case may be. If you're too proud about it, I have to keep it real, Cancer, okay, with the Six of Wands. If you're too proud about it, if you let ego get in the way, then you're going to be left in the Five of Pentacles energy of loss, feeling lost, left out, abandoned, like nothing's going to work in your favor. You're not going to get any money coming through if you're not asking for it or applying for it, or even accepting it from others, okay? You're not going to get any sort of opportunity if you don't make it clear that you're looking for one, that you're open to one. Does that make sense? And if you don't tell that person how you feel, they're not going to know. So there's not going to be any communication. There's not going to be a reconnect or a reconcile, is it? Okay? And I feel like I've been telling you this for a while, okay? It's coming up in the cards that it has to come from you. If you want to see progress, if you want to see something begin or something advance, it has to come from you, okay? Especially if it's anything to do with healing something. And that could be healing a relationship, romantic or otherwise. It can be healing your financial situation. Do you know what I mean? It's something that you deeply, deeply wish for with the Star card. But this is telling you that you're going to have to get out of your own head. Oh yeah, look. Under the Three of Swords, we have the Two of Cups. For a lot of you, you've been thinking about a reconciliation and you're afraid of rejection. Maybe there's been on again, off again energy. Maybe there's been a repeat, you know, trying something several times, and now you're thinking, well, this person's just never going to trust me again. They're just never going to give me another shot. However, the message is, no one's a mind reader. You're going to have to get out of your own head and make it clear what you want. Again, in whatever capacity. Especially if it's to do with partnership, one-to-one partnerships, okay? But that can also be with business, because we also have a lot of pentacles here. The challenge to you getting what you want is ego, pride. You're going to have to get off that high horse, okay? I don't know what happened in the past, but it's something to do with someone being too proud to ask for something, too proud to say how they feel, too proud to request something, too proud to extend an apology, accept an apology, whatever the case may be, okay? And it has caused this separation with the Three of Swords, and it's only perpetuating it. So your message here, Cancer, whatever it is that you want, it can be yours. Look at it. You have the Six of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. You don't have to take my word for it. It's in the cards. You're looking at them as I am, okay? Where it's saying, ask and you shall receive. And that's just extra confirmation, okay? Everything you want and more comes from putting ego aside, putting pride aside, okay? Asking for it, requesting it, applying for it, accepting it, okay? If it's an apology or an offer for help or support from someone else coming in, okay? If you continue to stay in your own head, you don't talk about how you feel, you don't go after what you want, you don't make it clear that you want something, it will be more of the same, more of feeling stuck, lost, nothing ever goes your way, no money coming in, no opportunity coming in, no communication coming in, okay? Why? Because again, it has to come from you. And you're procrastinating, or you're letting pride get in the way, you know, especially if it's a one-to-one connection. It's like, no, they did me wrong. They have to apologize to me. And that's not really happening, but your heart is aching. You really want to make up with that person, even if it's just to have forgiveness and closure. Do you know what I mean? It has to come from you, Cancer. So, let me get a couple of oracle cards here. Overall energy and advice for Cancer in the week ahead. Overall energy and advice for Cancer in, you see that? In the week ahead. Okay, so, bottom of the deck. We have investigate. I mean, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Okay, so, you've been passive about this. You've been observing something, looking at something from afar, contemplating it in your own head, Nine of Swords. But it doesn't amount to anything. Why? Because it needs action on your part. And you've only been doing the thinking, not the acting, okay? So this is asking you to take initiative, okay? Look deeper into something, ask questions, extend communication. You've only been doing the thinking, the observing, the contemplating, and that's why, because it's only been in your own head, that's why you got to the Nine of Swords energy, where it's just so complicated in your own head, and it's too much, and it's starting to go around in circles, and it's starting to just come into the worst case scenarios. Does that make sense? What else do we have? We have a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. Yeah, for some of you, have a lot of regret. You do want to heal with the Three of Swords and the Two of Cups. You do want to heal a relationship. It could be a friendship for some of you. It could be a romantic relationship for others. It could be a relationship with a sibling, family member. It's a very emotional bond, okay, that you have with this other person. And there has been separation here with the Three of Swords. 3 months, 3 years. And you deeply want to mend that, at least, because you have a lot of regret over what happened in the past. And that, again, is just confirming that there was issues with ego and pride, okay, that got in the way. This feels like it's something that could have just so easily been avoided and prevented if someone just said, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or okay, I'm taking responsibility for my part in it. But someone was too prideful to do that, and as a result, it just perpetuated. And it is what it is. It's stuck. It's stagnant. There's nothing there, but there's still a lot of feelings. There's still a lot of love there. Okay, and I do feel like it's on your part. Okay, because you're experiencing a lot of regret over what was said, what was done, what was not said, what was not done. And there's a lot of regret, there's a lot of nostalgia, there's a lot of remorse that is not being expressed here. Messages for a rabbit, service to the animal world. So you're going to have to talk about, okay, you're going to have to follow your heart and follow your intuition, follow your, what your higher self is telling you, okay? But it has to do with extending communication for a lot of you. And yes, that can be sending a text, sending an email, but it can also be filling out an application. Whatever the case is, okay, is telling you that if you want to see movement in any direction, you have to be the one to reach out. It's very important. This can be salvaged. It's not yet too late. But you have to act now, okay? And I do see that there's distance between you and this person. There's a ship there. You might have to travel to see them. Or again, it just talks about there's been a long time that has passed in this situation. And the longer you wait, the more stagnant it will become until it will completely die out. And for those of you, this is just telling you, you're just going to have to go for it, okay? Stop beating yourself up over past mistakes. Stop beating yourself up over, I don't know, whatever you perceive to be a mistake in your past. You should have done this. You shouldn't have said that. Whether it's to do with one specific person or it's to do with a situation that keeps popping up in your life and you're always behaving the same way, okay? Stop beating yourself up about it. It's time to learn from it, okay? Put ego aside. Put pride aside. No one's perfect, and we all learn from our mistakes, okay? But as long as we learn from them, they're not really mistakes, okay? It's not something we should regret. It's a lesson, and we should be grateful for the lesson and also kind of, what am I trying to say? Content with ourselves, give ourselves credit that we actually went through the experience and we learned a lesson. That not everyone does that. It's not as easy as it sounds, you know what I mean? Most people run away from lessons. Most people live their lives blaming others for everything. Never taking accountability, never learning anything. Do you know what I mean? Never growing, never developing. So give yourself some credit. You have learned a lot of lessons by whatever it is that you've gone through in your life. So it's time to stop beating yourself up, however that makes sense, and take action in this situation. It can be salvaged, it can be mended, it can be resurrected and improved, or you can get what you want, okay? Whether it's money, job, whatever. All right, but you have to be the one to take initiative and trust yourself that you have the skills, you have the knowledge, you have the experience. And it's better to know than to be stuck in your own head, okay? So I'll leave that with you. You're going to have to tell me how that resonates, okay, if it does. But I will leave that with you. And hopefully the reading helps you if you're dealing with these energies, okay? All right, moving on to Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. If you're skipping ahead, always also watch the intro. there's information for you there as well. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Scorpio in the week ahead. Show me Scorpio in the week ahead. Scorpio in the week ahead. Scorpio in the week ahead. Okay. Situation, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The challenge, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And in the outcome, we have the Ace of Swords. What I want to say is it takes time. You've been working very hard on something, and it's almost like you want it to move faster, or you want to reach your goal faster. And this is just telling you it takes time. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. It is moving, okay? Even though maybe it's not as quickly as you'd like, but it is moving, and it's being done properly. That's what you need to focus on, okay? Don't be tempted to cut corners. At the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Yeah, this is a time for you to do the right thing. Listen to your intuition when it comes to this situation, okay? This is the time for you to be an apprentice, okay? Whether it's literal, or you're just getting started with a job, or you're just getting started on a new path in your life, or you're just setting new goals for yourself, personal goals, whatever the case may be. This is telling you it's going to take time. There's things to learn. There's experiences to be had. This is not a time to focus on speed. This is a time to slow it right down and make sure everything is done properly, because you're setting foundations for future accomplishments, okay? However that resonates with you. So, your challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It could be you if you have a lot of Earth in your chart as well. But this is long-term goals, okay? And it's again a reminder. Think long term. Don't expect to go into something and have a result by tomorrow. Or you may have a result by tomorrow, but it won't be the end result. Do you know what I mean? The end result will take some time. And it's very important to keep that in mind. It's very important to remind yourself that whatever it is that you're embarking upon will take time. So make sure and focus on doing things properly as opposed to doing things quickly, okay? With that Eight of Pentacles there as well. In the outcome, we have the Ace of Swords. So there is a victory, all right? There is a victory. There is breakthrough. You are going to receive confirmation that your efforts are being seen and appreciated. Whether the confirmation is in the form of a contract, in the form of praise, in the form of an official letter, a title change, or whatever the case may be, okay? It is a victory card. But again, it's telling you this is a time to learn. This is a time to pay attention. This is a time to observe. This is a time to study, to be the apprentice, okay? Even if you've been in a job for 10 years, 15 years, there's always things that we can learn if we're open to learning. There's always, new approaches, new ideas, new techniques, new software we can try. And this is telling you this is a time to focus on doing things properly, correctly, following procedure. Developing habits properly, okay, in the correct manner. That means, for example, if you wanted to start working out, okay, and working on your body. What this means with the High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is telling you, remind yourself that this is going to be a lifestyle change, okay? This will be something long term. So it's not something where you just go on a diet for a couple of weeks, you just burn your body out for a couple of weeks. That's not going to be healthy, number one. Number two, it's not going to be sustainable. So again, it's telling you, have a plan and have that long-term goal in mind. Make sure that the stage you're at is done properly, completed properly. It's stable, you got it in your body, you got it in your mind, you got the experience down, you've perfected the skill or the technique, whatever that case may be, and then you move on to the next level, and so on and so forth. And that is how you can guarantee that you will achieve your long-term goal, and it will be stable, sustainable, okay? And it will produce a lot of results and abundance for you. So let's get extra clarification here for Scorpio. Eight of Pentacles, we have the Four of Pentacles. With the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands. And with the Ace of Swords, we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like you're reinventing yourself for some of you. And it's like, okay, I know who I want to be. I want to be that person already. Eight of Swords with the High Priestess. You're not listening to your intuition. For some of you, you're trying to bypass some lessons that need to be had. Okay, and what that's going to do is just, you're going to end up going around in circles because you cannot bypass these lessons. Okay, this is something you have to experience, go through, have that lesson. With the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Four of Pentacles. There's fear of loss, fear of instability. It's almost like there's a need to control things. If I reach this goal, then that will be it. I won't have to worry about anything. And you just focus and zone in, and that will make you, it will put pressure on yourself, and you'll feel a need to control it, to achieve it quicker. And they'll kind of mess things up. Do you know what I mean? Your challenge is hard work. Your challenge is doing the work, remembering that this is something long term. This is something that will take time, and just doing the work, that's your challenge. Just doing it, just taking it step by step, making sure that every step you take is taken properly. Does that make sense? So that it's stable, so that you're building a foundation. And that's your challenge. In the outcome, you will be able to achieve your goal and put an end to a difficult phase in your life. You will be able to do that. You have the victory card there with the Ace of Swords and a new beginning for yourself. However, you have to open your eyes, okay? Eight of Swords is what's going to lead to the Ten of Swords. You're blinded by an end goal for some of you, and you feel like Russian. For others of you, you don't want to learn some lessons, you just want to be done with the situation. But the message is that situation will perpetuate in your life until you learn the lesson. Does that make sense? So it's like a catch-22. So the easiest, fastest, not necessarily comfortable thing to do is to do the work, okay? To complete something properly. And that is how you will truly free yourself. So if you have been going through on again, off again situations, if you have, it feels like you've been running around in circles with any situation in your life, the reason is you're trying to avoid having to face a truth, or having to learn a lesson, or having to accept something about yourself. I don't know. And the longer you do that, the longer you keep your head in the sand and you keep trying to push through without having learned that lesson, the longer the situation will stay the same, okay? And it will get more and more difficult. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. So open your eyes, Ace of Swords. Accept and embrace whatever this truth is that you have to accept and embrace. And it might be to do with the fact that, you know what, you can't control everything. You can't control how people are going to react, respond, what they're going to think about you. You can't control, you know, whether or not you're going to get a job. You can't control everything, all right? It might be a lesson in flexibility. It might be a lesson in, you know what, keep the end goal in mind, so that if you do experience a block at some point along the way, you can work around it. You can find new ideas, different solutions, a different approach to continue to go towards that long-term goal. Does that make sense? Because I feel like you've been trying to do the same thing and just kind of push through. You know what I mean? It's like, no, this is going to work. This has got to work. And then the message here is, no, take a step back, open your eyes. Ace of Swords, clarity, truth, okay? Insight, vision, mental clarity. Take a step back, reassess the situation. What's the lesson here for you? Are you trying to rush something or someone? Are you trying to control the situation to feel more in control yourself? Are you trying to, are you telling yourself that, you know what, if I have that much money, I'll be the happiest person in the world? Because that may not necessarily be true for you, okay? Maybe there are other things that you need to fulfill you, and it's not just about the money, but because that's something that you can, it's practical and you can achieve it, okay? And it's like a realistic, it's a real thing, right? You sit down, you make money, you can see it going up or down in your bank account, right? Because that's easier to control than to understand and process emotions, trauma, pain. Then it's easier to focus on that, right? But that's not necessarily to say that that's what you need to be fulfilled. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope it makes sense, okay? Because there's some deeper lessons here. For others of you, like on a more day-to-day, I feel like you've been working very, very hard to save money to move, okay? And that is coming in, okay? That's going to be happening for some of you. You will have that victory. By the end of the week, you'll be like, yeah, okay, this is happening. I can do this now. I can afford this now. Or for others of you, definitely overcoming some sort of a health issue or healing after some sort of a procedure. But again, don't push yourself, because if you push yourself and you try to overcompensate, what's going to happen is you'll end up hurting yourself again, so you go back a couple of steps. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. So let's see, overall energy and advice for Scorpio. Overall energy and advice for Scorpio for the week ahead. Overall energy and advice for Scorpio for the week ahead. For those of you that feel like you're always going to be the apprentice and your boss or your managers, your supervisors are not seeing your efforts or your progress, they are paying attention. You just don't see it. You're not aware of it, okay? But you are going to have some sort of recognition, maybe even a new contract or a change to your contract coming in that you're not aware of. So again, the message is, don't try to force something. You keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the work, keep focusing on quality, and it is coming in, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have use your time well, make every moment count. So see, whatever it is you're working on, it will take time. Honor that, respect that, and just take it one step at a time, making sure everything's done properly, correctly, so that it is sustainable, okay? For others of you, it's reminding you, don't live in the future, okay? We can't live in the future. That's how we get anxiety, and that's how we get the desire to control things, because we're thinking just about the future. And it's like, okay, what do I want? Okay, I want that and then the other. And then we start thinking, okay, what am I going to need for that? I'm going to need this and that and the other. Oh my God, I don't have this. Oh my God, I don't have that. I need to get this. I need to get that. And that's how we just put ourselves on that hamster wheel. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if we were to just take a step back and see, okay, where am I compared to where I want to go? All right, I'll get a plan together. Give yourself some time frames, but just start focusing on one stage at a time, okay? For some of you, I do see either a separation or a breakup because of a one-sided situation, okay? And either you're moving out or you're asking someone else to move out because it's one-sided, okay? Because you're the only one doing the work towards long-term goals. See what else we have here. We have set your course. I mean, literally, do you see this? Know where you wish to go. Have a plan, the right direction. You're headed in the right direction. Have a plan and focus on one stage at a time on that plan. One step at a time on that plan. Okay? And then just stay the course. Knight of Pentacles energy. Nice and easy wins the race. You have to go through all the stages and you have to complete each stage before you can move on to the next one. Okay? In order to properly achieve your goal, okay, so that you achieve it and you can sustain it. You know what I mean? As opposed to push through, power through. Maybe you achieve some level of that goal, but it won't be sustainable. It will go away, it will fall apart, because it doesn't have anything sustainable, it doesn't have anything stable behind it to back it up. Does that make sense? Painting the roses red, covering up errors. So this, I'm seeing this as, again, where we're trying, Eight of Swords energy under the High Priestess. We're trying to pretend that something is something else. We're trying to pretend, or we're trying to force something to be something else for some of you. Does that make sense? And this could be something that someone else is doing to you. It's like, no, these are not, I want this to be red, so I know they're white now, but I can't wait for them to go through all the different stages to get to a different color. I'm going to paint them red. But it's just the facade. It's just a superficial thing. They're not really red. Does that make sense? So when it comes time, I don't know, the first rainfall, the color's going to wash away. And it's the same thing with a relationship. If you try to force it to speed it up, right? You hit your first bump in the road, it's going to fall apart because you don't have that solid foundation to back it up. You don't have that one-to-one connection. You haven't had time to develop a friendship, to develop trust, to develop loyalty. Does that make sense? So first bump in the road is going to dissipate. All right? So you're on the right path, Scorpio. Whatever you set out to do, it will take time. Focus on doing one step at a time and doing it properly before moving on to the next. Have a plan, set a course for yourself, and then just stay the course. Trust the plan, trust your own intuition. Try not to run away or avoid lessons or truths. especially if you feel like you've been going around in circles and you don't understand why. You can't just push through, because that's not the approach, okay? This is not a power through approach. This is a sit back, take a step back, assess the situation. What is it trying to teach you about yourself? Type of approach, okay? And that's how you get the clarity, that's how you have that epiphany, and that's how you can finally end a dead-end situation or something that's just been going around in circles and becoming more and more difficult and more painful, okay? You do have victory coming in by taking the right approach. So I hope that makes sense, okay? You're going to have to tell me what the situation is that you're dealing with. But if this makes sense to you, if you resonate with the reading, I really hope the advice helps you, okay? Because it's your way forward or your way out, okay? Is the way I'm seeing it, all right? So I'll leave that with you. Let me clear this out of the way, and we're going to move on to Pisces for the week ahead. There's cat hair everywhere. Okay. All right, so Pisces, 30:55 roughly. Hey Pisces, thank you for joining us. If you are skipping ahead, always watch the intro as well. There's information for you there. So let's see, what is going on for Pisces in the week ahead? What is going on for Pisces, Sun, Rising, Venus signs? I'm trying to shuffle a little bit further away from the mic. I don't know what the sound is like when I shuffle. The Emperor, Aries energy. We'll see how that plays out. So what is going on for Pisces in the week ahead? Pisces. Okay, here we go. Situation, we have the Chariot. The challenge, we have the Magician. The outcome, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. Similar to Scorpio, for some of you are dealing with the Scorpio. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck talks about communication for you. There's news coming in. There's a truth being spoken, okay? Someone's coming in to speak the truth. Because in the situation, you have the Chariot. So someone's literally physically traveling to see you, or is just extending communication to you online. This is something that is going to be very concise or focused, not necessarily concise, focused, the truth, okay? It's something that has been thought out. It's something that might have been drafted and redrafted before it was sent to you, to make sure the message is clear, to make sure the message is the truth. There's no misinterpretation. There's no miscommunication, okay? Someone is really wanting you to know the truth of a situation. For those of you, this is a victory coming in. It's clarification for some. It's the last piece of information you were missing. It's a contract coming in with the Ace of Swords. It's some sort of a legal win also coming in with that Ace of Swords. So let's keep going here. So with the Chariot as your situation, we have Cancer energy here. You might be dealing with a Cancer. You might have Cancer in your chart. It's an energy of travel, focus, victory through hard work and determination, and being assertive. Overcoming obstacles, I am seeing that, okay, because you might have had to multitask, you might have been pulled a lot of different ways, and this is being focused on the goal and just keeping it together pretty much, right? It could be travel, a focus on travel, something moving forward. It has to do with something being moved forward or progressed through communication or through the truth being spoken. I do feel like this is a feeling of something rushing in. So I don't know if it's been a long time coming. I don't know if something you've kind of given up on. It feels like something that is just rushing in or rushing through because either someone has had a realization that they want to share with you, or it's been too long, right? And you've given up on it, and now it's like the 11th hour, something's rushing in or someone's rushing in. You might be doing more traveling than usual. You might be on the road more this week as well with the Chariot, just going back and forth. Could be, just to visit people on a more day-to-day. Your challenge, we have the Magician, Gemini energy. The challenge is communication, but with the Ace of Swords and the Magician next to each other, it's like, I don't know if I can trust what you're telling me, okay? The Magician has a bit of a trickster energy to it as well. Not necessarily, sometimes it's intentional. Other times it's not intentional, but when you plan something out because you want it to be clear and you want it to be the truth and you want to achieve a certain goal, but you plan it out so much that when you take a step back, someone else looking at it looks like you've manipulated the situation. You know, when I said that something was drafted and redrafted, when someone comes in to tell you something, you might be thinking, that sounds rehearsed. That, I don't know if I can trust that. That sounds rehearsed. It sounds like you thought about that, and you thought about exactly which words to use to reach your goal, or which words to use to pull at my heartstrings, or which words to use for me to be more inclined to do whatever. Do you know what I mean? So there's that challenge of, I don't know if I can trust what is being expressed. I don't know if that is the truth. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if I can trust the information. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? There's a mistrust here with the Magician, and that's why it's a challenge. The advice with the Magician would be to put it all on the table, okay? To be honest. If you're receiving honesty, or what someone's telling you to be honesty, you be honest as well. Put it all on the table. Say that you don't trust what they're saying, so that they can present facts to you, they can present proof to you, or you can negotiate middle ground where you're going to both be happy with what is being expressed, or what the plan is going forward, etc. Okay? Now in the outcome, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is, for some of you, I'm seeing this as starting to nurture something. So I don't know if this is a reconciliation that's trying to happen here. The Queen of Pentacles is where we start to nurture something, where we are welcoming, okay? Where we accept what is being offered to us. We accept it, we embrace it, and we start to nurture it, okay? Does that make sense? So for some of you, this can be someone rushing in to reconcile. You don't know if you can trust them, but by being honest and having a lot of conversation back and forth, putting it all on the table, nothing to lose type conversation, it can lead to a new beginning. For others of you, I feel like this is, there is a victory coming in, there is a contract, there is a job, there is that promotion, there is something coming in, but it's almost like you don't trust it, okay? It's almost like it either took too long, so now you're like, I don't know if there's an agenda behind it, or there's been too much start and stop energy. You don't feel like you want it anymore, potentially. Either way, there's going to be an offer presented to you, and you're going to have to make your decision as to what you want to do with it. Let's get more clarification here for Pisces for the week ahead. So with the Chariot, we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, blast from the past for some. With the Magician as the challenge, we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I don't know if I can trust you because everything you're saying sounds like it's too good to be true. With the Queen of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles. Ooh. What do we have under the Ace of Swords? The High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like someone, okay, I separate the scenarios. For some of you, especially if you're dealing with a Cancer or another water sign in your past, potentially Earth. Okay. Someone is coming in, blast from the past type energy. Why? Because they have had some sort of realization that they want to share with you. Okay. It could have been a realization about you, a realization about them, a realization about their patterns, a realization about why they did what they did, didn't do what they didn't do, okay? And they're rushing in because it's almost like I have the answer now. I have the solution. I know what it is now. I know what to do. I know what my problem is. I know I fixed it. Do you know what I mean? Something that they're very proud about, they're very happy about because it took a lot of hard work for them, okay? And they want to share with you because they want you to forgive them and just have that clarifying conversation that just gives closure. Or it's either they want to resurrect something with you and they want to tell you that they're better now. Okay, they've changed, they're better now. Whatever the issue was before, they feel like they've overcome it. The challenge, like I said, with the Knight of Cups, I mean, the Knight of Cups, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of loving energy. It's the romantic, the eternal romantic. It's poetry, it's flowers, it's candlelit dinners, it's walks on the beach at moonlight. I don't know, right? It's all of that. But with the Magician, there's something you don't trust, okay? You're looking at it, and it might be because what they're saying sounds rehearsed, and it is, but it's not because they want to control you necessarily. It's because they want to make sure. It's almost like the way it feels with them rushing in with the Chariot is like, I have one shot at this. I can't mess it up. I have to make sure that what I'm saying is what I want to say. So they're sounding it out in their head. They're using someone as a sounding board. They're writing it down and they're correcting it, rewriting it, okay? So it does feel like there's a little bit of mistrust there with the Knight of Cups and the Magician, okay? And there's a fear of being manipulated. And that's the challenge to be overcome. But with the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen and the King of Pentacles here. So this is like a true pair, power couple kind of energy. It's where we are equally yoked. I never used that phrase in my life, but there you go. It's where we balance each other, we mirror each other, we raise each other up, we bring out the best in each other, okay? We have the same values, we have the same goals, we have the same principles, traditions maybe, plans for the future, same attitude towards love, family, relationships, children. If that was an issue before, I don't know, okay? And it looks like there can be a reconciliation here. If the challenge can be overcome, okay, because I feel like they came with the Knight of Cups before. You've seen the Knight of Cups before from them. It's like, I don't believe it anymore. I don't buy it anymore. I've heard all this before. I've seen all it before, and it still didn't go well for me. So, sorry. Yeah, that's not... What you're saying is beautiful, and thank you, but I don't believe it. So, the key is for you to be honest about that, okay? Because I do feel like someone is genuine when they come in. They're checking their ego at the door. They're coming in very vulnerable, okay, hopeful, a lot of love, a lot of respect as well, okay? But it will be down to you, Pisces, if you can overcome the challenge that you have related to trusting what this person is saying, or trusting what they're showing you, or trusting what they're promising you. Okay. With the High Priestess here, I mean, the only way to figure out if you should or shouldn't trust this person is to listen to your intuition. We have the Knight of Pentacles under the High Priestess. So, I feel like for some of you, you're going to be honest and say, I don't believe any of that. It sounds beautiful, thank you, but I don't believe it. If you want me to believe that, you're going to have to prove it to me. I'm telling you now, it will take you a long time. And I'll be paying very close attention to what you're saying, what you're doing. If your actions match your words. Words are not enough. Gestures, romantic gestures are not enough. I'm not impressed, okay? And it's about being very honest, okay? Not hurtful, but very honest. And being very honest with this person in terms of, you know, what it's going to take for them to earn your trust back, if that's possible. And it's down to you to trust your own intuition if you should give this person a chance to earn your trust back, or if you should just turn your back and keep it moving, okay? Get your closure, be honest, say what you have to say, and then keep going. With these two coming out together at the end, I do feel like for the most part you will be giving this another shot. I'm not seeing, you're very reserved. You have Pentacle energy, Knight of Pentacles between the Queen and the King of Pentacles. You're very reserved, and I feel like that's the best approach here. Take your time with it, develop it from scratch. Tell this person everything they need to do to earn your trust back, and then just pay attention, see what they're doing. But I feel like that's also what you want to do, okay? So again, trust your instincts, trust your intuition with this. For those of you where this isn't happening in your love life, again, I'm seeing something that is like, it's been such a long time coming, this promise to you, and it wasn't delivered. With work, with money, it was promised and not delivered. There's communication coming in with the Ace of Swords here, and it sounds amazing, right? It's what you were hoping to hear. But it's almost like with the Magician, you don't trust it anymore, because either this person, boss, supervisor, family member, whoever, they have already showed you their true colors, or you might have also heard other things with the High Priestess. So they're not telling you some things, but you've heard them say that to other people have told you type messages here, okay? And it's down to you to decide. I do see that what is offered to you can be long lasting, it can be developed, it can be a source of abundance for the long run. But it's down to you to decide if you trust this person or if you trust their offer. And if that is the case, then put it all on the table and negotiate with this person. Tell them all about your expectations, what you want to see from them, not just what they want to see from you, and then you'll make your decision accordingly. For others of you, I feel like this is good news coming in that is not too good to be true. That is literally what it is. It's good news. It's amazing. It's a victory for you. It might be something that a family member is helping you get, or a friend is helping you get, achieve, acquire, okay? If it's a place to live, a loan, they're giving you a character reference, they're putting you in touch with people for a job, I don't know. There's a victory coming in. There's amazing news coming in. The Knight of Cups is not wishful thinking here. It's a genuine offer that is everything you wanted and more. And it just leads to a brand new opportunity for you, that you'll be in this role, industry, place where you live, I don't know, for a long time. It will be a source of stability and prosperity for you. You'll be making a lot more money than you even imagine. Okay. So, hey, keep me posted. All right? Keep me posted. So let's see. Overall energy and advice for Pisces for the week ahead. Overall energy and advice for Pisces for the week ahead. Overall energy and advice for Pisces for the week ahead. And if it's a choice between two, especially when it comes to work or money, I would trust your intuition, because the one you think is playing games, or the one you think has an agenda, is the truth. You're seeing things correctly. All right, so you're advised to head towards something you can trust, something you can see, something that is real. Okay, it's not just going to be a promise. It's going to be a piece of paper in your hand. It's a contract. Okay, long-lasting, permanent. Okay, trust your intuition. You already know. You already know what this person's doing. That's been trying to manipulate a situation. All right, so Pisces, bottom of the deck. We have all must have prizes, trying to please everyone. I feel like this is the attitude of that person coming in for a peace offering or a reconciliation, okay? They are just so open and willing and eager to please, okay? That's why when they're coming in with the Chariot, Six of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, they're just so eager to get you back, or to tell you everything they've learned and how they're a better person now, that it might throw you off, and it might look like, what are you saying? That's you know what I mean? It may take you back, and it may look like they're trying to push you into something, rush you into something, okay? But again, I feel like this is just the attitude of this person, where they're just so open and so eager to please you, eager to just be honest, be open with you, make up for lost time, okay, whatever the case may be. I'm not seeing manipulation necessarily, okay? But you trust your intuition, all right? I'm just seeing someone who's very eager, and I'm seeing someone who has rehearsed what they want to say, because they think this is their one shot, so they need to be sure that they're not going to say something that's going to set you off, or, do you know what I mean? That's why I'm getting that planned and prepared feeling, not necessarily I have an agenda behind it, okay, in a malicious way. For others of you, this is something that I do feel like you've been trying to please someone, you've been trying to impress someone, you've been working very hard towards something, and you've just gotten promises in return to the point where you don't believe it anymore. And there's going to be something else coming in, maybe through a friend or a family member, that is going to be a lot more stable for you, okay? You're not going to have to try so hard in this other role, is also what I'm seeing. So what else we have? Forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Oh my God, yeah, this is, I just got chills. And this could be you doing this, where you have this epiphany, this awakening, and you want to run off after someone to tell them, okay? But I feel like this is what this person that's coming after you is trying to tell you, okay? I've overcome some patterns. I've realized some things about myself. I realized some truths about myself, where my issues come from, where my traumas are, and I've been working really hard on them, and I have been overcoming a lot of things that were unhealthy, that were toxic about me, because we all have toxic traits. And I really want to share this with you, okay? If for nothing else, for you to see that you have had this impact on me. You made me better. You made me better myself, okay? By our experience, I am a better person, okay? But yeah, that's why they're rushing in to tell you, okay? That's what they're rushing in to tell you. I'm different now. I've overcome so much. I'm no longer a slave to the patterns that controlled me before, okay? Someone's had a very, very deep transformation. We're all mad here. Everyone's a little different. They want to tell you that they're different, but not just, hey, I'm different. It's like, I want to tell you that I'm different. I want to tell you all the patterns I've realized about myself and where they're coming from and what I did to overcome them. Okay? They want to show you that they're different, not just tell you that they are. And for those of you, again, if you've been working really hard towards something and you've just been getting promises in return, empty promises, and game playing and agendas and people saying what they needed to say to keep you going, there's something different coming in that is trustworthy, reliable, stable, long-term, and very prosperous for you. So you're going to have a choice to make that's not really much of a choice, and you already know what you want to do with the High Priestess, okay? So I will leave that with you. Let me know how the reading makes sense to you, if it does. And if it does, I hope the reading helps you, okay? But I'll leave that with you. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.